It's week 3 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Raiders and the Giants, and it's all up next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The rain started earlier today. The punter, Jake Camarda, will get things started. And off we go here on EA Sports. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. Led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
It's fair to say this season hasn't gotten off to the type of start they likely envisioned for themselves, but it's still early. A win here, it could go a long way towards changing the trajectory of this entire season. But what's going to make this even more difficult today? Not only the worthy opponent that they face, but having to go on the road and do it here in a hostile environment. If he is able to lead his team to a win today, I think that gives them the spark to turn this season around.
Tua now on first down. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
And he'll get this ahead, gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. From the gun, here's Tua. He's going to run it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
We have the luxury each week, Mike, of sitting down with these players and really getting a behind-the-scenes look at what makes them so good and what makes them tick. And, man, wouldn't it be nice to be able to bring the fan kind of behind the curtain and let them see for themselves what we see firsthand. And, man, it would only take a couple minutes for you to realize just what kind of leader this guy is. You would never know he threw 3 touchdowns last week. All he wanted to talk about was the costly interception and the couple plays he left out there. That's why they rally around him. The better he plays, the better the team plays. They need more consistent performances from him to get the rest of this team to do their part.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
So on 4th down, time to kick it away. Jake Camarda to do the honors. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Raiders offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tua. Oh, a man open right side. He's got him. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
He'll get this out to his running back. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Up the middle they go. Finding space inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Good running inside the 25. And he's going to take this all the way home. Touchdown, Raiders. His first touchdown of the new campaign.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Opening carry of the game for Tyjae Spears. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Take a look here at those receiving numbers from his game a week ago. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to keep it himself.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
They'll try and run for this with Charbonnet. It's a pickup of 13 yards. That's good for a Giants first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
A throw there, caught by Leggett. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, New York.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns. and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Blake Groupie comes on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Giants will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Raiders offense ready to take over once more. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On first down, here's Tagovailoa to throw.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 3rd down. Out of the pistol, here's Tua. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? The field goal unit going to come on for the Raiders. This is going to be from 53 yards out. His kick is good. And the Raiders will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here able to put that one through.
The Giants offense headed back to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Max Crosby, motor always running, gets there for the sack. Oh, what a throw. Slinging it across his body and complete.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
He'll try to run for it. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. It's the Raiders with the early lead. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. second down and 8. A run up the middle, Spears. Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
Here's Jake Camarda now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line has had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Back to throw is Tua. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Open man, left side. He's got it. 11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Raider first down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
Here's a toss as they look to run. Finding room across midfield. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
The key to these toss plays, Mike, is that the back has patience. It's a mixture of you want to get that ball out on the edge quickly, but you also have to give time for the big boys out in front to give you some blocks. So really well executed there, and it led to a big pickup.
Down the sideline, inside the 25. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. First down, Vegas. Here's 2. Now he'll run it.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
That's to the big tight end, Laporta. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Tua going to throw. That is caught by the tight end, Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Vegas. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Giants offense make their way out to take over once more. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. slot man in motion right. They'll start this drive on the ground with Spears. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 35-yard line.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That's caught by Spears out of the backfield.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. He'll look underneath, and here's Spears. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Throw left side. That's Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
This is caught at the 2. And he's in. Touchdown, Giants. His 2nd touchdown of this 1st half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Giants are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a tough man to stop in this 1st half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. He's got his man, Devontae Adams. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Tungo Vailoa. Now he'll run. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tua. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That is caught downfield. It's Johnson, the tight end. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. He'll look to throw. He keeps it himself. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I'm not sure there's any position on defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now, it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs. So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
Now a 1st down throw for Tua. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way. Every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Tua to throw again. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. To the air again, Tagovailoa. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Tua now on 3rd down. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. So we have reached halftime here. It is a 6-point difference at the break. As we send you cross-country to the Sunshine State. That's where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. A.J. Brown, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Packers trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here
as
with
we
a
get back
victory.
underway in the second half. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Spears to start the drive. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Once again, it's Spears. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll stay on the ground with Spears. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down. Now this time they'll look to throw. And that ball incomplete over the middle. The pass intended for Xavier Legette. And it'll be 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's gonna bring up a 4th down. The Giants sending out their punter. And he steps into this one, gets off a big kick, angled for the sideline. The visitors' offense and Tua Tagovailoa making their way back out. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they'll try to keep it going. Tua now on 1st down. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. The dangers of throwing when you are backed up. Quarterback trying to keep it alive and make a play. Instead, they bring him down, and it'll cost them 2 points.
I understand what the quarterback's trying to do here, Mike. He's trying to keep the play alive and buy some time for his receivers to work to get open. But backed up this close to his end zone, he's got to get rid of that ball because, as we just saw, the defense took him down for 2 points.
That is fielded at the 13. The Giants offense about ready to take over once more. The trail by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. He'll try to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front. And they're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job defensively. They were all over that from the jump. Initially, I thought he was going to break away and pick up something positive, but at the end of it all, he ended up going backwards.
That one taken in right side by Leggett. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Here now, 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a 1st down. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on 3rd down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Throwing over the middle, this one is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
At the Raiders' 9-yard line.
On 2nd down, Spears. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. 3rd down, 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Now he is in. Touchdown, New York. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Groupie able to add the extra point. And the Giants go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. A shotgun snap for Tua. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tua. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the 1st down and some.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Tua. Open man downfield, it's Laporta. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. Tua. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Now it's Tua. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Brian Burns, the former Panther, in there for the sack.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. The field goal unit going to come on for the Raiders. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Raiders will tie the game here in the 3rd quarter.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive. But when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up. And they were able to do that here.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. But take you back to earlier and some highlights in this one. He had success throwing it, but also success running it, including that rushing touchdown. He has been the unquestioned leader of this offense on the field today. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Here comes the screen to Spears. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. From out of the gun, he'll throw. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Gonna look deep, looking for more. And that is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
What really stood out to me, Mike, was the body language of the middle linebacker prior to the ball being snapped. So often we see the guy who's blitzing, they get a little antsy and they tip their hand. But that wasn't the case here. He times it perfectly. Nobody accounts for him, and he comes away with the sack.
Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now Tua. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's Tagovailoa. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. Tua gonna throw. He's gonna run it.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Tua. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection. It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. We're all even. 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Spears. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll look to throw. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. He'll look to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the left side, hauled in by Leggett. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Off he goes. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
They'll throw out of the gun. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
This one caught at the 4. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd and 2. Here comes the blitz as he under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10. Christian Wilkins, the former Dolphin, in there to bring him down. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Quick throw here is complete. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. Now give on the ground, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's 2.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
Tua now on 3rd down. And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down.
The best time to call a screen is when the defense is anticipating pass. Allow that defensive front to rush the passer. Just get through the offensive line enough before you drop it to your back. Get out behind those big offensive linemen and pick up the 1st down.
So a pair of 1st downs moves him out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snaps for Tua. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. On 2nd down, here's Tagovailoa. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tua. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's a handoff to Spears. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll send a tight end in motion. On 3rd down, they go with Spears. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. The Giants sending out their punter as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Raiders offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Taking off, and he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. 2nd and 6 coming up. They'll drop to throw. He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. On 1st down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. He runs with it. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. Tua. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw. But I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
So now out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to force overtime. This one is on target, and it is good. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool. He's calm. He steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll let one go down the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. So, overtime coming up, not a playoff game, so a quick reminder of the rules. Each team gets one possession unless the opening possession is a touchdown. Then it's game over. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts, and all replays come from upstairs. If the first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. A return now from the 4. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll start this drive on the ground with Spears. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now a first throw here in overtime. That's caught by Spears out of the backfield. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. It is 3rd and 10. From out of the gun, he'll throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
So the two components to a scramble drill, Mike, is the quarterback has to buy time with his legs, and then all of the receivers need to second reaction and come open downfield late. And he bought time, but nobody was able to separate, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Throwing is Tua. Now he'll run.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a first down.
And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. He'll tuck it and take off.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
You just have to have a better plan coming into the game when you're facing this sort of pass rush. You are not going to be able to sit there with long developing plays and pat the ball in the pocket. It has to be read 1, read 2, check down. Get the ball out of your hands. Protect your offensive lineman a little bit.
Third and long. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. He'll try to run for it. And he will slide to a halt with a penalty marker down on the play. So let's check out this call.
Still third down.
Throwing on third down, Tungo Bailoa. Now he'll run it.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. The Giants offense ready to come back out for this next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here. Backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Here comes the screen to Spears. Second and a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
A run up the middle, Spears. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
A quick throw, that's Leggett on the RPO. And he'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
He'll look underneath, and here's Spears. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run with Spears. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Now a timeout, Giants. That is their second. Second and 7. Back to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. A carry here for Spears. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Spears. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run here with Spears. And he will have a Giants first down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2.
5-yard gain on the play. And the Giants first down.
The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout. So a pressure kick coming here for Blake Grupe. This one to win it in overtime. This kick is good. He got it. It took overtime, but they will walk off the field with the victory. So it's a win for the men in blue. The Giants get it done. This was a close-fought game. They were able to get themselves into field goal range here in OT. The final kick sailed through the uprights to finally close out this victory.